This is Thiroux from Discover Double Bass, and I have a quick lesson for you all about building melodic bass lines. If you feel like your bass lines are in a rut, either you're playing the same thing over and over again that's predictable, or they're kind of just flat. Like if you're playing a blues in, let's say in C, it's just kind of like 1, 5. If it's kind of like that, or if it's very predictable where you're walking up, that's totally fine, and I just want to show you really quickly how to add a little bit more of your own melody to your bass lines. So what I want you to do, I'm just going to take a regular 12-bar blues in the key of C, and I want you to go through it slowly and just play your roots and your thirds, like this. Root, third, root, third, root. After you go through the whole entire blues like that, I want you to take that third and move it up an octave so that it becomes a 10th, like this. So root, third, but it's a 10th up an octave. So go through the whole entire blues like that. And you can do this, if this is new for you, you can do it without a metronome. But once you get a little bit more comfortable, you could turn the metronome on or just playing, in time. So if I was playing a little bit more in time, it might, it should sound like this. 1, 2. Oh, I should say, when there's one chord per measure, just play half notes. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And when there's 2 chords per measure, you can just go ahead and play the root. But if you're feeling a little overzealous, then go ahead and play quarter notes. So let's just give this a try. I'm going to do it a little bit slowly. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what that's doing immediately is that it's spreading out your bass line. You're giving your bass line some distance. I know we're just playing half notes, but instead of playing all in one position or within one octave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, now I've already created some distance. The next thing you could do is do roots and sevenths. And this is just kind of quick building blocks. I could have played root 7, root 7, root flat 7. I should say they're flat sevenths. So play the whole entire form with root flat 7. And then the next thing I want you to do is start to combine those tenths or thirds with the flat sevenths, kind of by voice leading. If you've ever played piano or guitar, we want that inside harmony usually stays pretty close. So I'm going to go through this slowly without a metronome to explain what I'm talking about. So I'm going to start with the root, and I'm going to play flat 7. And I want my next, this is my flat 7, and now I'm going to the 4 chord on the second measure. But I want the next note I play after I play the root to be really close to that flat 7 I left. And the next closest third or seventh is going to be the third. So now what I'm going to do is voice lead the roots with the thirds and sevenths, always playing the root on the downbeat. But the note I'm going to play on beat 3 that's going to spell out the rest of the chord is going to be really close to that previous beat 3 that I played. So I'll show you what I mean. So. So that line, when I've started on the root to the flat 7, just kind of went down in half steps. So, and of course back up. And then on measure 4, there'll be a PDF so you can see the chords that I'm playing. I'm doing a 2-5 to the 4 chords, so G minor 7 to C7. But when I'm playing that G minor 7, that flat 3 or the flat 10, whatever you want to call it, becomes the flat 7 of our C7 chord. So it leads, you could just stay there. And then I go to the 4 chord, back up to 1, and then 3 minor 7 chord to 6 chord. So I chose to play the flat 3, but up an octave, so it's a 10th. And then again, that flat 3 becomes the flat 7 in the next chord. And then for the D minor 7, it just becomes, I just went down a whole step. For the flat 3, then becomes, of course, the flat 7 of that G7. And now that third right below is my third for my final chord. So that's all just to say that this line just went from, I just followed the line of the chords. And it just started to change when I went to the 3 minor. So if I played that line up an octave, that's what happened. So if I put this all together and think I'm walking a bass line using these notes, it might sound a little bit something like this if I'm thinking more about adding thirds and sevenths. 1, 2, 3. So I was able to utilize moving around the bass really easily, kind of using the same notes that you might play if you're playing more of a bass line that might just fit comfortably, you know. And it's not that it's bland, it's very clear, but it's also very diatonic. So just by changing the register of these notes, you've added more melody to your bass playing. So I started on the flat 7th. It'll be different when you start it with the major third. So that'll be a whole nother line that you'll follow, this melody. I hope you enjoyed this short lesson on building more melodic bass lines. If you want to learn more, go to discoverdoublebass.com or click the link below.